everything is spiritual first. Like everything is spiritual first. A lot of us, like, we know this already, but like we don't like believe it for real, or we don't actually like really press into understanding that, you know, everything is spiritual first. When I say spiritual, like, you might um understand that as like mental. Your mental is spiritual too. Whatever you have in your mind, whatever you have in your heart, this is why it's important to have on the full armor of God. Because every day when you try to accomplish things, you're going to be attacked in your mind, you're going to be attacked in your heart. And there's going to be a lot of things that come against you accomplishing those great things. And when I think about, like, I don't know what my future holds necessarily, but I could only imagine how amazing it must have to be considering all the hardships that I have to go through. And as I'm slowly but surely conquering these things in my life, I'm realizing that it's wisdom and knowledge that's really going to help propel me.
I've come a long way, overcame my obstacles. Where life takes me, I won't know. But I'm ready, living without fear.
Hey, y'all. So I was in the middle of reading. The book I'm reading is The Black Girl's Guide to Financial Freedom. I'm also reading Atomic Habits, which is also a really good book, FYI. And yeah, like in the middle of reading, I just kind of like felt compelled to like make this video. I feel like one way God speaks to me is like in these quick visions where he literally shows me what I'm about to do. And I saw myself making this video. So here we are. This morning, I'm actually in Detroit right now. I'm taking a trip to work on my project. Finally, after 4 years of not putting out a project, I'm finally working on my project actively. And I'm just so grateful for all that I've been able to accomplish within just this week. Within just this week, I've really accomplished more than I've been able to obviously accomplish within the last 4 years. So that's a big plus. But anyway, yeah, I'm in Detroit right now and I'm just reading. And I just feel like I want to share my testimony partially. I'll share it in increments, but I just wanted to share my testimony similar to what I was talking to my mom about this morning when her and I were on the phone. I was just telling her, like, I'm so grateful that I read books now. Like, one of my New Year's resolutions has been to read books, and my goal has been to read one book a month. And so far, we are in February, and I'm on my fourth book. Now, I know I am reading 2 books simultaneously right now, but it's working for me. I'm almost done with this one. I got like less than 100 pages left with this one, and then whatever, and then I'm almost done with this one too. But anyway, I just really wanted to take the time to encourage anybody who is feeling stuck in life. Like, you're just feeling stuck. Like, you probably are the type of person, like, if you're anything like me, you rather just binge watch YouTube videos on, like, watching people's testimonies and just like trying to get some type of guidance. You ask a lot of questions, you like mentorship, you might even invest in a course or two just so you can learn things, but you still feel a little bit stuck. Like, I truly am now learning and understanding that reading is such a powerful tool. And I know they say this all the time, reading is fundamental and all this stuff like that. Like, it's not only just for like educational purposes, it's very spiritual too. Like, as you read, you might even come across things that you already know, but just reading it and having that reminder, like, yo, this is facts. Like, I need to take this on. And like, I'm reading books about finances, and I like reading a lot of like about like self-help. So that's what I'm into right now. I'm reading about development, self-help. And the things that I've been learning thus far, a lot of them are things that I have already known, but now I'm starting to read about, the blockages that have been in my way for keeping me from accomplishing those things. Like, for me, my biggest battle has been consistency in life in general. So, and how life works is like, if you're inconsistent in one area, you're going to be inconsistent everywhere. If you lack integrity in one area, you're more than likely going to lack integrity in a lot, if not all of, in if not all areas. And so I've just been reading a lot, and I really do feel like there's a lot of power in just reading, like just learning, not only just for vocabulary purposes, but just to get that encouragement that you need. And it just reminds me of, when the Bible talks about how we should seek wisdom and knowledge. Like, that's what God is talking about. Like, read some books. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of education in books, like from people who have already been through the things that we've gone through, and it could really help, shorten the hardships. One of the most like profound reminders that I've been getting out of these self-help books is that everything is spiritual first. Like, everything is spiritual first. A lot of us, like, we know this already, but like, we don't like believe it for real, or we don't actually like really press into understanding that, you know everything is spiritual first. When I say spiritual, like, you might understand that as like mental. Your mental is spiritual too. Whatever you have in your mind, whatever you have in your heart, this is why it's important to have on the full armor of God. Because every day when you try to accomplish things, you're going to be attacked in your mind, you're going to be attacked in your heart. And there's going to be a lot of things that come against you accomplishing those great things. And when I think about, like, I don't know what my future holds necessarily, but I could only imagine how amazing it must have to be, considering all the hardships that I have to go through. And as I'm slowly but surely conquering these things in my life, I'm realizing that it's wisdom and knowledge that's really going to help propel me into those places. Because by gaining wisdom and knowledge, you grow spiritually, you grow mentally, you even grow physically. Like, I feel like so empowered now that even though I'm reading about finances or I'm reading about habits, I'm starting to learn myself. I'm starting to understand myself and understand that the habits that I've taken on, the identity that I've given myself, is not even really who I am, which is why I don't be feeling satisfied or happy with myself. One of the things I'll read one of the things that I just read that kind of like sparked my interest to make the video. It was talking about the journey. It says, if you take time to enjoy the journey and embrace who you become along the way, then you'll find the key to success. And it also says, creating a great life is all about the journey, because that's where the living actually takes place. Sometimes we don't want to be present. Let's be honest. Like, I am just now learning in my adult age, like in my 30s, I'm just now learning how to be present, how to really embrace the moment. And now I'm starting to understand, like, when God says, like, be anxious for nothing, but in prayer and supplication make all your requests known. And the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your heart and your mind. I hope I'm saying the verse right. But it's real. Like, when you're feeling anxious about something, you really have to pray, give it to God, and just literally release it to the Lord, and allow Him to give you the peace that surpasses all understanding, that guards your heart and your mind from all the anxiety that wants to attack you to keep you from doing what you need to do in order to get things done. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, I have been struggling when it comes to social media and just posting consistently because I personally have my the best way that I knew how to articulate it at the time was like having a love-hate relationship with social media. Like, a part of me goes on there because I want to interact with people, but at the same time I don't want to interact with anybody. It's like weird. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody or be bothered by anybody. But I was getting my silk press a week ago, and I was showing my hairstylist something in my TikTok, and she was like, "Girl, you have way too many drafts." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And when I think down, when I think about, what's stopping me from posting, it's this idea of, you know, I have to be like not necessarily perfect, but I have to be like polished when I present myself. And and I also kind of like don't want to make any mistakes, which is not realistic. You know what I mean? Because I just don't want to have to deal with the backlash and or having to publicly repent for anything, because the world is not forgiving anyway. So it's stuff like that that keep me like from not posting sometimes. But also like, just I don't know. I don't know. Like, cuz genuinely I feel like if I was not me and I was hearing myself, if I was speaking to myself, I would just be like, "Girl, post, like get out your head, do the post." So I just, at this point, I gotta do it. I can't even sit here and make any excuses, but I just recognize that it is a battle. It is a spiritual warfare of just simply posting some things. Whether it's something that God put on your heart, or just opinion that I have, or something I want to share, even if it's just a hair tutorial or whatever. Like, sometimes, like, I deal with this internal battle of like, do people even care? Like, do people out who actually wants to even hear me talk about my makeup tutorial for the day, or my but then I also have to think about it from a standpoint of a consumer, because I do watch people's videos and I do, you know engage with other people's pages. So I'm like, just as a from coming from a consumer base, no, people do actually like that. I know I do like that as a consumer. But now I have to change those habits from being a consumer to like now creating that content, because one of the things that I've been praying about also is like, God, I want to be a content creator. I want to be like, I want to be an influencer. Like, I don't really want to like title it that, even though I do feel like everybody that has a platform has influence, period. Everybody that has a platform has a level of influence. So, we're kind of all influencers by default. But I guess I'm just now getting over the idea of being like inadequate, the idea of like not being accepted. Like, who cares? Like, honestly, if I get three views on this video, or no views till like later on, or I don't get any likes, like, it is what it is. But I do have to get it out there, and that's the same lesson that I'm learning right now, even with my music. Like, stop thinking about immediate results as far as like a million streams in one day. Like, when we look at when we compare ourselves to like celebrities and how they get a million streams in 24 hours and this and that, whatever, like, at the end of the day, they have a platform. Like, they have systems in place that help them reach that goal, and they had to start from nothing. So I'm kind of like doing this for myself, really, just to prove to myself that I can do it. I'm doing it for myself just to prove that, there are people that care. There are people that's going to subscribe to my YouTube channel, that are gonna subscribe to my, that are gonna pre-save my music when I put it out, whatever, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to encourage anybody that is dealing with that mental battle, like definitely pray about it for sure, but also read, because there's so many books out there, self-help books out there, even audio books that are very, very helpful. And yeah, I hope you found this helpful. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe to my YouTube. I will be posting more videos on there, and also leave a comment. Let me know how you feel, like what you're dealing with too. I just want to create a community where we can, um, authentically be ourselves and really express ourselves from an authentic space, and just like have candid conversation. And as much as I am Christian, I'm a human being. I'm a person, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not too, so overly religious that I can't be open-minded to listening to other people and their journeys and stuff like that in life. So, anyway, I hope that this helps. I suggest reading this book, The Black Girl's Guide to Financial Freedom. I'm not done with it yet, but it does have some good gems in there, and I highly recommend reading Atomic Habits. I took the cover off, but this is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book here, yeah, get a book, get the book. And also, okay, I'm gonna make another video, but yeah.